And welcome back here to All Bets Are Off. I am Paul Cousino from the ClevelandFan.com and SportsTimeOhio.com, and I am joined here by another one of the writers for ClevelandFan.com and SportsTime Ohio, Tony Lastoria. How you doing today, Tony?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
For those of you who don't know Tony or his work, Tony does a lot of work. A lot of work is actually an understatement in terms of the Indians prospects, and it goes as deeply into the Indians farm system as you could ever imagine. If you enjoy what Baseball America and Keith Law and Baseball Prospectus does in terms of covering prospects, Tony not only has those guys beat in spades, but has them beat in terms of depth and just getting into everything that has to do with the Indians minor league system. But Tony, I talked a little bit off the top of the show about this Indians offseason and how there haven't been that many moves, and some people are saying, well, they're not really trying to get better. And that the counterpoint to that is that they've already made their moves with the Lee deal and with the Martinez deal. But this offseason, there's been a couple minor moves. We had Mike Redmond come in, Bixler and Grudzielanek, Talbot, and even Hector Ambriz, who is a Rule 5 draft pick. The additions of some of these guys, when they were brought in, at the surface at least, seems to fill a lot of the same roles that we thought were Lou Marson, that we thought were Jason Donald, that we thought that some of these younger arms, or even, where Huff, Laffey, and Sowers, where those guys fit in. Where do you see some of these guys that they just brought in fitting into this mix?
Yeah, it's like you said, last year when they made that Cliff Lee deal, their offseason started right there in July.
Right.
So, and that was also a signal they're not going to have any money to spend. And if anybody was expecting them to come out and spend money, and regardless of what they said at the time of those deals, they were going to really make some big cutbacks this year. So the offseason started last year, and this is right now all they're doing is they're filling in with bodies right now. With the Redmond, he's kind of like that veteran catcher they want. I don't necessarily agree with the signing, but he brings kind of like that coach onto the field kind of thing that you can't get out of Santana, Marson, and Torregas, who are all rookies.
Right.
Then you picked up Bixler, the utility infielder, for Jesus Brito. It's just a minor move, but it's a move to fill in that utility role, a role that Jason Donald is not ready for yet.
Because of the injury?
Well, no, it's also he's not ready. I mean, he's only played 60 games above AA level.
Okay.
And they just want him to start off the year in Columbus, get his feet wet, establish himself, prove he's healthy, and probably mid-season he'd be a guy you look at. So, but it's all just a bunch of minor moves they made so far.
And I think that we've talked about this before a number of times. The reason that they're making these minor moves is because they have already made their moves essentially to build the team from within. And I think that when you look at some of the ages of these guys that are at least in the lineup, you look at Cabrera and Valbuena just turned 24, Laporta just turned 25, Chu and Sizemore are both 27. Marson's 23. The guys even below that, if you're talking about Santana and Chisenhall, are like 23, 22 years old. There seems to be a lot of youth there, and I know that one thing that we've talked about before is that while 2010 is not going to be a year of contention, it may be a year of transition where you're talking about some guys that are going to start getting their feet wet and are going to start trying to prove themselves, to prove to the team that they belong into the future plans of the team. And what Tony and I had talked a number of times about is, back in 2002, the Indians ripped it down, and they tried to start building again from the ground up. They tried to start adding, a lot of arms. They tried to start adding a lot of young players. And if you remember, Shapiro came out and said, in 2005 we're going to contend again. And he would never say that year thing again because everybody held his feet to the fire on that. But if you go back and look at where the Indians look to be in 2010 versus, say, where they were in 2004, which is the year prior to their contention, you start to get a sense of like, all right, how far along are we in the process? You look at the 2004 team and rotation, you look at the 2010 rotation, and you start to see the similarities. You see the guys like, yeah, I feel pretty confident in that guy. And then you see the other names and you say, I don't know if that guy really fits into the future plans. If you think back to 2004 versus this year, where do you see the strengths of this team in 2010 versus the weaknesses, and how do those kind of holes get filled?
Yeah, well, and first off, going back to the offseason thing, where were you going to sign somebody? Where was there a big need other than the starting rotation? I mean, they have youth up and down the lineup. There's a guy almost too deep at every position in the infield and the outfield, and catcher, obviously. So it's really a starting rotation. If there was a veteran starter out there they could have signed, But why would you do that when you just traded Cliff Lee, who was a bargain?
Right.
So that was one of those things where once they made that Cliff Lee deal, they were pretty much locked in with going with the youth this year. Now, some may disagree with me, but I actually believe that this team is being overlooked a little bit going to next year. People, I think, it's kind of in vogue to kind of get on the Indians right now because they trade all their stars the last 2 years. The fan morale of the team's really bad. But I really think that if the team just plays up to their potential next year, not saying anybody has to have a great year, you're going to have a couple injuries here and there. I think they can win 79, 80 games. I think that is what I'm expecting out of them next year. Almost like you said, 2004. This team, if you go and look at the 2004 team, lineup versus the bullpen versus starting rotation, it almost mirrors it in a lot of ways. And last year, in a lot of respects, was just like 2003, where they brought up, like in 2003, at Hafner, his first year in the big leagues. Victor Martinez came up late near that year. Right. Coco Crisp, a bunch of guys. Cliff Lee got a late season call up that year. Right. So 2004 was kind of that year that they emerged, where they went in with a very young rotation. They obviously had CC Sabathia. That's the difference, I think, right now is they had Sabathia. We didn't have that anchor. Now, but you got to remember, Sabathia wasn't the kind of pitcher then that he is now. He didn't turn that corner until like the end of 05.
Right. So,
I think if you looked up and down that team from 04 to now, there was a lot of just fill-in guys. Casey Blake they picked off, a minor league free agent. You had Scott Ellerton starting. You just had a bunch of Cliff Bartosh was in your bullpen.
Right.
There weren't a lot of high-end prospects. The team this year, it's going to be filled with high prospects almost at every position. Maybe maybe in the bullpen, there may be a guy or two they picked off of minor league free agency or as just cheap free agent signings, but they're going to have a legit top 10, top 15 guy within the last couple of years at every position. So it's going to be very comparable.